Good morning, Panthers. This morning I want to talk to you about the age of chivalry and knighthood. Knights wore leather saddles and stirrups. The saddles kept the warrior firmly in place, and the stirrups enabled him to ride and handle heavier weapons. During the Middle Ages, knights wore heavy armor made of metal. There were two main kinds of armor: chainmail and plate armor. By the 1000s, Western Europe was a battlefield of worn nobles. Feudal lords raised private armies of knights. Knights were rewarded with land and provided income for needed weapons. So you want to be a knight. One had to be a son of a noble. At the age of 6 or 7, you would be considered a page or a personal servant of the Lord. At 15, you would be considered a squire or assistant to a knight. You would learn to handle your sword, lance, axe, bow, and arrow. During the knighthood ceremony, a lord or a king would touch your shoulder 3 times with a sword and utter the words, "I dub thee knight." There was various tournaments. Knights could gain experience, show off a little, and make money. Now let's talk about some of the common tournaments. One of them was the melee. 2 groups of knights would assemble in an open field. Both parties rode toward each other and fought anyone who came into range. The aim of the melee was to capture an opposing knight and hold him for a ransom. Quintain. The objective was to direct strokes at specified areas on a hanging post or shield. A very common tournament, jousting, where you would try to unhorse the opponent with a lance. The knights followed a code of chivalry. They had to protect the weak and poor, serve feudal lords, God, and the chosen lady. Attacking armies used a wide range of strategies and weapons. For instance, in this picture that I have provided you, you see the manlet, you see the torso, you see the manigault, you see the battering ram, you see the siege tower. There's also others if you look at the picture. The next slide is just a little humor that Mr. Moore was providing to you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. Epic poems would recount a hero's deeds and adventures. Knights' duties to the ladies were as important as those to the lords. Troubadours were traveling musicians who would write and sing short verses. Women's role. Status of women. According to the church and feudal society, women were inferior to men. Noble women, they could inherit land, defend the castle, and send knights to war. Peasant women, they basically stayed home and worked in the fields. They would bear children and provide for their family. Convents provided women in the Middle Age an alternative to married life. Childbirth was often deadly for women, so becoming a nun was a respectable and perhaps an attractive alternative. I've just completed your lesson on the age of chivalry and knighthood. Have a good day.